Hi. So I wanted to try this longer format of videos for quite a while. I ordered this microphone from Amazon and it got to my home today with a package. My fiancé is at home in the other room, and I feel a bit anxious of him hearing me talking to myself. So please give me some mercy because it's my first time recording this longer video. However, yeah, I planned for today some fun thing. You may or may not know that I failed with my first socks. I had to unravel it, and this is the result. I'm not going to show you a picture. I didn't even took it because it was so horrible. Believe me, it was messed up. So I'm going to go give myself another try, and I will try to knit some socks. So I did some research. Possibly what I did wrong is not only the tension problem, but also I didn't make any swatch before starting. So I got here this nice tool and I will use it to make a swatch. Using the occasion, I'm going to also need some other swatches. This is the nice merino wool. The checkerboard socks. This is a Drops Fable Unicolor Superwash Treated Sock Wool. This can be actually washed in 40 degrees, which is quite high for socks. Very nice. But it also is different to touch. It's more rough. And the third wool for socks uh, is this Raggi. It's very thick comparing to the previous two, but it's a mix of superwash wool and polyamide made in Turkey. Okay. And they suggest here to use 4.5 millimeter needles. And while for the swatch, I would obviously have this because I have in many different sizes straight needles, but circle needles, I have only number 4 millimeters and 5 millimeters. So I will have to just check and see which size suits better for me. Okay, so that's that. So I guess I should just start knitting, and I will start with my checkerboards. Oh my god, because this is something very frustrating for me. I know many people fail many times, but for me, it rarely happens. And I'm not joking. So, always a fail is touching my inner side. So, let's give it another try. I'm gonna stop talking now and I will let you enjoy it for a bit and then I will talk again. Okay, so I already see an issue that I had before with the socks. I wonder, would you guess what it is? But yeah, the issue is with the floats. So I apparently don't know how to catch them. And no matter what I do, there are still some floats in the back. And because I'm very tight knitter, it looks horrible. What can I say? It makes it tight and unwearable. So at this point, I only don't know what to do. I'm a bit stuck. And I don't know, will I find a solution? Either I will continue this with just one color and figure out um, the floats later on. But it doesn't really make sense because, yeah, if I don't learn this now while doing the swatch, then why do all of this work anyway? Okay, guys. So I've realized two things: the good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that I researched, I watched some videos, and I've learned to catch the floats. It's not that difficult. The bad thing is that I will have to do it every other stitch. Because apparently every stitch, it just doesn't seem to work. I don't know how. So I will do it every other stitch. In this pattern, it's 4 green stitches and 4 black. And so it will look a bit odd from the inside, but it works. However, the bad thing is that I didn't see any video showing how to do it in the pearl stitch. So traditional garter, how to catch the floats so that it doesn't look weird, you know. So I'm gonna need the swatch anyway, but in just one color because I still have to know how many stitches each I will get in the 7 to 7 centimeter square. Yeah, we'll see. But I am not happy that I can't visibly see how it works with catching the floats and with 2 different colors on a simple square, you know. So there is a solution, but I'm not entirely happy about it. All right. So since I figured it out, I'm just going to knit and knit and knit now. First with this green, then with merino wool, and then Raggi for the last. So this is how it's looking like for now. I'm just left with 1/3 or 1/4. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, but my fiance gave us a scratch card. So let's scratch it. Let's see. Probably nothing. Or maybe a little something. Yeah, 25,000 probably not gonna happen. But €5 possibly. Not really 100. Not 20. Okay. Well, we were close. Anyway, let's continue with knitting because that's why we are here. I've got this thingy for my camera on my chest, and while I'm focusing on knitting, I can't really focus at the same time on looking through the camera. I would have, I don't know, possibly look at the camera while I am knitting, but that just seems so unnatural and very, very weird for me. So please excuse me if this angle is not perfect. I just recently switched to continental knitting from English. I was learning in English, and I think the first time I knitted when I was a child, it was also in English. But yeah, I remember it was on a cottage. My grandma showed me how to knit. But I also remember I got very quickly bored because she just showed me a knit stitch. And yeah, I really didn't know what to do with it. Like, okay, I've learned it. That's cool. What next? She didn't carry me with it. So yeah, I just stopped. And now I picked up knitting and crochet recently. If you don't know me, I actually want to share my story with you guys. And for that, I think I'm going to switch the camera again for the face one because I like to, see you. Yeah, kind of when I'm talking to you. All right. All right. So, because it is my first ever vlog in the internet, I like to share my story with you. First of all, yeah, if you somewhere saw me, you probably saw me on Twitch because I used to stream games. That didn't go very well because I started getting severe migraines very quickly since I started playing the games. And yeah, it just didn't go well. I had to stop because I had constant migraines from screens, possibly, or yeah, many other factors as well. But till this day, I just can't sit in front of the screen for a long time. Anyway, how I got here. This is probably the main question you are asking if you are new here and see me for the first time. 2022 in September 9, I had the car accident. I was driving a bicycle from work. It was 12:30. I used to finish very early on Fridays. I have a good job. I was on the way to get a permanent contract. Actually, I count my chances were very high, you know? And then the accident happened on 9th of September. To be honest, my whole world crashed, you know? I used to have, as I say, a nice job. I used to have power and strength to do whatever I wanted after work. And also, my work did let me to be, in power and strength to do something after work. I was also eating healthy, I was taking care of myself, and finally, my life was going on a good route after years of depression, of fighting with it. Um, I don't want to now start the subject of my depression and why I was fighting with it for years, and what were the causes um, and the consequences of it, because that's a very deep subject, and perhaps in the future I will gain some, um, let's say, bravery to tell it to the world, because it's not that simple to go out on the internet and tell other people about your life. So I'm going to just tell you a part of it, So yeah, I had this good job. I had, I had my life together, all right? Then the accident happened. Oh, my world crashed. I got to the hospital. I had the surgery the same day because my upper right leg was broken into places. That's basically what happened. I had the surgery on that day. They had to put my leg together because, kind of the middle part of my upper leg, of my bone, was out. It was not out the skin, so it wasn't so drastic. You don't have to imagine now a super tragedy. But for me, it was a tragedy because I am naturally very clumsy. I used to get a lot of injuries as a child. And now, being a grown up, finally getting my life together, and such thing happens, it broke me. Not only literally, but also in my head, in my mind, it broke me. I somehow lived through the surgery, even though they were warning me that I can lose a lot of blood and possibly bleed out, never wake up again. Oh, that's funny. But I lived through it. I'm strong, let's say. But I had to learn to walk again, and that's the toughest thing that I had to do in my life, to be honest. Because one day, I remember on that day, on Friday, it was, again, Friday 9th of September 2022. I was planning to go with my fiance, at the time my boyfriend, for the city to dance, to have fun. And the fun turned out to be in the hospital. So it's not so funny. And it's actually a tragic story. I don't know what I'm, laughing on it, but I don't see anything different I could do about it at this point. So I got carried away with it. Yeah, I had to learn to walk again. I had to, um, yeah, just somehow live, how to say it. And for 4 months, my broken leg was not growing. The bone was not forming. So it was quite funny. Also with the doctors here, because I live now in the Netherlands, but I am Polish. So in Poland, we have high respect for doctors. They are very knowledgeable, you know, they are, respected and etc. And here in the Netherlands, you can sometimes find the doctor Googling symptoms for you in front of you. So it's like a huge difference, and it was hard for me to trust them at the hospital. And somehow I was right because, as I say, for 4 months, my bone was not forming. And the doctor here was just saying, yeah, let's wait. It's going to happen. Just wait. But I knew it's not right and it should already heal. So I went to Poland, and the Polish doctor immediately helped me with the injection from my own blood plasma. And it did help. It made the bones finally start healing and forming, you know. Obviously, after I came back, I told the doctor here about this, and he was not happy because I feel like I touched his ego with that. But I wanted help, and I haven't received it here really. So I think it's like a natural for human um, to look for help if they know something is wrong. Anyway, we focus too much on the healing journey. It was long. I still get pain, as you can sometimes see me on the video, probably whining for you. Possibly, no, not many people want to hear about this. Mostly because you don't know me, and possibly if you knew me better, you would be more interested in a well-being. It's somehow like a friend, you know. If you have a friend, you care about them. If you have a stranger, for example, at work, yeah, he had an accident, whatever. But how I am here is on my healing journey, and as I say, I am still healing. I tried many things to earn, obviously, a bit of the money because, living honest, yeah, disabled, living on the UVA money is very difficult. Not that it's a small amount, because I wouldn't consider it small. In Poland, I would get way less than here. At least here, I can somehow normally live. But it's still difficult. So I was looking for different ways, and this way I started streaming on Twitch. It was funny. I think I did it wrong. And what I did wrong is now I realized after a while that I was inviting my friends, my colleagues, my family to follow me, to interact. And I shouldn't have, because this way the algorithm is only showing the videos to the people that know me. and not to some possible strangers that would be interested in the content, you know? That's a difficult truth, but it is true. And I had to learn it with that streaming experience because I had this colleague that actually started watching my streams, which was surprising, to be honest. And I quickly realized why he was watching it. He was just making fun of me. He was very rude. Until that day, I just broke contact with him because it's not worth keeping such a relationship with people. So I stopped streaming, even though I had some stable viewers. Like I had this one guy who was coming to my streams almost every time, and he was very nice, very kind. So it's not that I only had difficult or bad experience with streaming, but as I say, it was just not for me, and I had very strong migraines, so I just couldn't continue. And then I was looking for something different to do. Like I gave up with all the social media and internet stuff. I was just looking for something to do, and it started very recently, about August this year, August 2025. So I was looking for something because on the holiday in August, I was super bored. We were in Poland for 2 weeks at the sea, and I haven't done anything. My relationship were then super difficult because I was just super bored. I didn't have anything to do besides caring about myself and my health, which was also not in a very good state, both mentally and physically. And on the holiday, I bought many, many books. I still have them because, I haven't read them. It's not serious, I was desperately looking for something to do. At the holiday, I read like 3 books, I think, and I bought like 15. So it's a drastic difference in numbers. Please don't judge me, because books are not going to die. I will get back to them at some point. But I was looking for something that would get me involved, like really, really involved. And I start, yeah, I was watching some videos on my regular Facebook, and crochet videos started popping out for some reason. Maybe it was like a sign from the universe, let's say. But yeah, it was interesting. I wanted to try it. So I bought like a kit from Timu, I think, just to try how crochet is. What is it? How to do it? Is it fun? And I had real fun with my first kit. It was amazing. Actually, this is the first toy I ever made. It's still there with me, and I love it. I also made one in blue. Actually, the blue one was first that I made. The gray one is second. And what I was saying? Yeah. Then I made them a mother. So as you can see, I got involved. I liked it. I started being obsessed, let's say. So me, when I get into some hobby, possibly like many people, neurospicy, I am getting involved, like for real. And from that, yeah, crochet. I started, I thought, yeah, knitting is also a form of art, of fiber art, I mean. And I came up with an idea to make a veil for my wedding in knitting. And that was the first thing I made after, yeah, years, because as I say, my first time was when I was a child. So I don't know, I was like maybe 10 years old. So yeah, that's what got me here. That's what brought me here. And I am still learning. I am no expert. You will see me learning new things very often here and saying that I don't know something also very often. I'm not hiding it because, as I say, I started not not more than half a year ago. It's a very little time, and I see here knitters that are practicing the art for years. So I'm not comparing myself. Many videos started popping out for me on my social media about knitting, about crochet, obviously because I was watching a lot of it to learn. And I figured that perhaps I could try my strength at it, but with a different approach. I wanted to build a following from zero by myself, trying different things. So that's why I'm here today. That's why I record this video, to try a new thing, because some of my shorts were good, I would say, as for a beginner. And yeah, maybe someone will want to watch a longer video of me talking about knitting or my life or whatever I'm in the mood that day. Maybe if you have some questions, you can always ask them. I will happily reply. And if you are interested in anything, yeah, I will happily tell you more about me. Yeah, so that's that. Possibly by the color of the wool I'm having on my left side, you can figure my favorite color. So that's why there's a lot of green. And I love a good hue of green. All right, I think I have knitted enough of a square, let's say. Yeah, it kind of is there. On the tutorial in the internet, where the lady says a lot about swatches for socks, She said to knit 7 by 7, but in fact we are going to use only 5 by 5 in the center of centimeters, of course, in the center of the square, because obviously in socks we are not going to knit it like that, like a square, like a piece of fabric. We are going to knit it in the round, so we do not need the edges, and the edges behave differently than the fabric itself. So I think that's enough. I'm going to cast off now, and we are going to go with another yarn with merino wool and see how this behaves, because to be honest, this looks a bit wonky. And I mean it, like, for real. I'm going to show you later a close-up of every swatch. I really wonder how it's going to look like after washing, because that's also another point that we're going to do today. Okay, so I am knitting here my second swatch in merino wool. And I thought that I maybe can do a small review for you of the wools that I'm using. So this one is, as I say, merino. Its name is just simply Socks Merino 4-ply, a blend of superwash merino and the polyamide, and you can wash it in 30 degrees. You can see here on the skein. And yeah, comparing to the first swatch, you can already see this looks way more rough and yeah, messed up, to be honest, than this one. Yeah, the difference is obvious, and I wonder, maybe this looks worse because I already used this yarn in the failed sock that I'm embarrassed of. And perhaps I should have first steamed the yarn that was used previously. So this suitable. Or for a swatch, I should have used new yarn. But I really wanted to use the one that I already tried on the sock, because otherwise, yeah, how would I know I can use it? So we're going to find out very brutally, I would say, if this is doable, or do I have to steam it or look for some different solutions. And yeah, that's the one kind of one reason why it can look so bad. The other one is where I am thinking right now, knitting this socks merino. My thoughts are, I really love it. It is way more silky, smooth. It slides nicely on the needles, like as you can see. At this point, it's like dancing, very nice. And the stitches are even and beautiful. And with this wool, Drops Fable, even to the touch, it is, already I can feel it. It's more rough. And I was thinking maybe that is the reason for my tension issues, because here it's sliding nicely. It's not that tensioned in my head as a hand as when I'm using the drops. And another thought that I was thinking is that this wool drops, it's on the cheaper side. So maybe in this exact example, cheaper is not better, because I was using a different wool from Drops series already, and it was nice. I didn't have any issues with it, but this one, I'm having a crisis with it, to be honest. And I really am right now considering changing it. So yeah, the reason that I bought it in the first place is because it's, yeah, first of all, it's cheap. But second of all, it's for my fiance's socks. and he was paying for the yarn. So I wanted to be, find something affordable for him. And now I think I may have made a mistake, but how would I know if I didn't order this merino for myself? I wouldn't know the difference between two of them. So, yeah, as you can see, I have these two skeins. I bought two of each for the project. And if this swatch will not look good, I will really consider to buy merino instead, and send this back to the company that I bought it from. I bought it from Yarnis, I think. Yarnis Brave Web shop. It's a Dutch shop, online store. So yeah, I'm not really happy with this watch, and possibly, from what I know, washing it will make it even worse. So yeah, we'll see, and I will make a decision, because for now this merino is winning at life, at everything, to be honest. Oh, I was thinking about something. I didn't introduce myself properly in the beginning, so I don't know yet, but possibly I will put this in the beginning of the video you are watching. uh, so hi. Hi, my name is Camila. I am 26 years old. I'm from Poland, and I live in the Netherlands. I got into knitting and crochet very recently, about half a year ago. Uh, but I really fell in love with it, and hopefully I can share that passion and that interest with you, with people who think alike and who maybe are knitting or crocheting something right now with me. I really wish to know what you are doing. If you want to share with me in the comments, I would be very glad. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to see more of me, more of my stories, and more of my knitting. Yeah. So going back to wool subject, this Raggi wool, it's not only thicker than merino and drops, but it's also somewhere in between when you touch it. No, it's not that rough, but it also not so soft, and that makes me wonder how it will knit. So yeah, there's a lot of factors in yarn that I haven't considered because I am still a beginner and just still learning, Uh, just a simple cheap yarn is enough for me because I don't see many differences in acrylic. Uh, Not that I don't see any differences, because, for example, the yarn that I bought for my mosaic blanket that you can maybe see in my shorts, the black yarn, it's Amigo, I think it's from Hobby. And this yarn, oh my god, it's so terrible. It actually made me not want to continue the blanket, if I have to be honest. But yeah, I probably finish it. Don't worry about it. It's a pain to use it, honestly. That makes me wonder the differences between yarn that I haven't, realized. If you have any tips on, recommendations on buying yarn in the internet, and I mean buying in Europe, because in America, you have beautiful Michaels and you can go there and touch and buy in a, yeah, quite a reasonable price from what I know. But in my city, I have either a private shop from a very old couple. They are extremely nice and helpful. But yeah, obviously it's a local store. It's very expensive, and I sometimes cannot, afford this price range. Or I can go to People's, or however it is spelled. It's a weird name for a shop. In Polish, it means bad things, I would say. Like you wouldn't name a shop at People's. So I can go there, but there the yarn is also extremely expensive. I only bought one donut from them. It was a big donut on a big discount because it was kind of messed up. I think it was only in this store, in this exact one store. But beside that, they have very expensive brands, and the home brand. It's no, it's not that good that I could spend money on it. So I'd rather order online and find some nice discounts. Like I always, do openings on my channel, and I always try to include the discount for you, because I know um, we are living in such times that not everyone have money to just, you know, go to the website and spend it, right? Sometimes it's tough, and a good discount, or at least a small discount connected with Black Friday discount, or some other offers. It's a good deal, I would say. Like right now, for example, I'm waiting for a package from Edna again. Yes, yes, I love them. Uh, I still haven't figured if it's a Nordish or Scandinavian. I think Norveg, yeah, Nordish brand. But I really like their yarns, and right now they have a nice discount. I hope it's still there on the website because I haven't checked. But I bought it a few days ago, and they have a nice offer that if you spend €100, you get a mystery bag worth €150. And from what I saw in the description, there are some nice yarns included in that mystery bag. Obviously, I'm going to open it with you, so you will see and you will know if it was worth it. Mm, but I was going to order from them anyway, so I felt like it's a good deal. So that's that. That's about the stores. That's about the yarns. I buy mainly in Edna and in Yarnis. So in Dutch is Brave Web Shop, I think. And yeah, they are rebranding to Yarnis because obviously a lot of clients from them are English speaking. All right. But if you have any recommendations, I will be glad to hear it. And if someone finds Timu yarn good, I will tell you something. It's not that I don't buy from them, at all, because I do, I must admit, sometimes. But first of all, the very long time of shipping, it's a first minus for me. Second of all, the labor that people go through to work for such low wages, it's not really worth it. So if you have a Tamil for recommendation, I am not going to look up for it because I already have some yarn from them. For example, I bought for my dress for the reception. I decided for their yarn because it was bamboo and they have pretty good bamboo yarns, wools, whatever. And second of all, because it was like I needed a lot of it. It's for a dress, obviously. So I couldn't afford at the moment to buy locally. Or yeah, I don't really know if I can tell locally when I am buying from the internet, right? Gosh, I am talking a lot and I really don't know will anyone want to listen to me. That's funny. Feels like on the streams. Yeah, also about the streams. Maybe someone will be interested in that. Yeah, let me know if you want to see me streaming. Um, Obviously, it's not going to be on a daily basis and not even on a weekly basis. Let's say it up straight. But maybe somewhere once in a while. That would be a nice kind of treat. First, I need to see how many of you are really interested in watching longer videos of someone knitting and talking. Because I feel like there is a potential. Me, myself, I like to sometimes put in the background a video of someone talking about yarn, about the projects that they're doing right now, like me, like I am doing right now. And at the same time, knit or crochet, so that it's kind of background noise, and it's very interesting sometimes to hear some opinions of other people. I casted off this merino wool, and I started with Raggi. But I can already tell I just do 2 rows, and I can already tell that 5 mm needle is just too big for this sock yarn. Because it's going to be like too much see-through. A recommended needle is 4.5 mm, but I don't own such, so I'm going to go with 4 mm and hope for a better result. Yeah, let's do this. All right, guys. So I finished this swatch from Raggi wool. I must be honest, when I bought this wool, and you can see my reaction on the in my previous video, I didn't really like this wool, but the swatch, it looks so good, really. And first of all, changing the needles from 3 millimeters to 5 millimeters was so good. I really enjoyed knitting that. It was super fast, super simple, super enjoyable. Like, really, comparing to the first swatch where I was struggling for real. And the second one, I had fun, but it's a tiny wool. Like, I don't know a person yet that enjoys smaller wool, comparing to the bigger one. Also, second thing, I was worried about it being too rough to touch. It is somewhere in the middle between a drop and merino. However, on the swatch and while knitting, it is very soft. I must be honest, it's very nice wool. So I was not expecting such a turnout, but I really, really like it. And I will honestly probably buy more because, first of all, it knits very fast. So it gives the same experience, like a feeling of knitting socks or a swatch in this example, but you know what I mean. Uh, but much faster and much nicer and more enjoyable. So it's only plus. All right, now I'm going to wash all those swatches. I'm going to show you how I do it. I bought some, I think it's eco-friendly. That's what I know, but I'm not willing to put my hand on it. A detergent for wool specifically and for silk. And we are going to wash the swatches, and then I'm going to, yeah, talk a bit more and say goodbye. So let's go to my bathroom. Okay, there we go. I changed the plans. We're going to do that in the bowl. And it has to be 30 degrees because merino can be washed in only 30. Both of these can be washed in 40 degrees, but obviously I don't want to damage merino wool, so I will lower it to 30 degrees, and I put this thingy. It immediately dissolved. And from what I know, at 30 degrees, it's pretty cold. So I'm not going to do it super warm for me. I feel like this detergent is too much for only 3 pieces of small fabric. Oh my gosh, that's so odd. It's so silky smooth. How is that possible? This is also very nice to touch. And this still is very rough. I feel like if it's not going to work, I'm going to return the wool that I have not started, not opened, and buy some more of this nice merino. Okay. I feel like it doesn't need a lot of smudging here. Playing with it, I'm not going to be, really washing it. Just soak a bit, not too much because it cannot really soak in water. And we are going to gently squeeze excess water. I think I'm going to also run water through it to get the detergent off. Okay, done. Now it has to dry. I will obviously show you the results later when I'm finished, when it's dried up, possibly in some next vlog or a video. You will see. But look at it, it actually looks very good. I am impressed. Even the rough wool, still not nice to touch, but looks awesome. Alrighty, so that was it for today's vlog. I am extremely glad that we finished everything we planned. So we made 3 swatches of different wools that we're going to use later for socks. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it or subscribing my channel to see more of me, more of my vlogs, more of me talking. Every like, every little subscription is like a sign for me that you want to see more. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here. And see you soon. All right. Bye.